I would like to introduce my paper, Why is the Union in urgent need of a political code? Because we are still in the crisis and we have no time for reflections. Or what is my observation? The Commission is publishing different papers, reflection on the euro, reflection of the defense, which will come soon, and so on. We don't have time to reflection. At least if we have reflected, we need to take some actions. This is the most important thing. Now, the problem is that we are at the same time not only with the inside crisis, but we have also the environment, unstable environment, with the accession to the presidency of Trump. We had many cases, so I will not comment on that. The fact is that all the threats we have today, the Union has no power to respond to these threats, because these threats are beyond the Lisbon Treaty. Lisbon Treaty has not provided anything about the crisis. There is no mechanism against the crisis. In the treaty creating Eurozone, there is no solidarity. There are sanctions, there are austerities, and so on. So, what is the result of this? Is that we, with the austerity, we observe the creation of different movements, extreme movements, nationalistic movements, populist, combined. And it's a mixture of movements, but they are growing. This is the problem. More threats inside, more divisions between states. For example, the sanctions about Russia are dividing European Union, and we don't have a policy, united policy against. This is the big difference if you compare with the United States, where the crisis was overcome by the political action of the government and of the central bank. This is not the case in our European Union. The other point which I would like to take with you and to discuss briefly is the fact that they are not one threat. It's not only the euro problem, it's the problem of different sectors with great difficulties. Migration, security, terrorism, we have every day almost these type of problems. Security, defense, intervention at the global scene. For example, intervention of France in Africa and so on. So we have many problems at the same time, and they are interconnected, all these problems. You cannot move in one sector without having impact on the other sectors. So we have to the global threat, we have to have a global approach. And when you say global approach, it's a political approach. And we need corresponding powers to be able to respond to the threats. 2 words about Euro and Eurozone. We know that Europe cannot survive without political union. This was stated in 1992 by the Bundesbank, and as in the same logical perception and tragedy, we see that Schäuble and Lammers proposed a core area, political core area for Europe. This has not happened. So that Euro remained without political authority. Or we know perfectly that in the past, in the history, we never had successful money creation, some euro or whatever, francs, and so on, without political power. Political power precedes the creation of common or unique money as the euro. So we have to approach very quickly. Why? Because in the long run, we have 10 years now of the crisis. What is the result? The many countries are impoverished. The more fragile categories of citizens are in bad situation, awful situation. And this is what gives so many strength to the movement, extreme movements or nationalistic against the European Union. My conclusion is that today, when you have China, United States, Russia, India, big states, Brazil, and so on, France, Portugal, Spain, Italy, even Germany are not the real actors at the general scene. It's finished. We are small countries. We have to be united in order to be able to negotiate and to discuss and to have the role in this world. And I think it's still an important role that we have in relation with the values, with the democracy, which will not export, but we will attract the other people. On the contrary, what is the situation today? The trend is toward dictatorships, authoritarian governments, extreme governments, and so on. So this is our problem. And I think that we need for our European citizens, to whom we promised growth, better life, and so on, we need to have a courage action as proposed by the new and young President of France, Macron.